Denver Broncos are entering this game with a 5-10 record while placing 4th in the AFC West Division. They are mathematically ineligible for the playoffs this year. Denver has won 2 of their last 11 games. They will be playing the Kansas City Chiefs, who currently sit atop the AFC West divisional standings with a 9-6 record. The Chiefs defeated the Broncos in Week 8, 29-19. Since then, the Chiefs have won 3 of their last 7 games. They still managed to clinch the division for a playoff spot. In their last meeting, the Broncos rushed for 177 yards while averaging 5.1 yards per carry. Brock Osweiler had a horrendous performance, passing for just 198 yards and 1 touchdown while also tossing 3 interceptions. Bad play at the quarterback position is one of the main reasons why the Broncos are in last place of the AFC West, and that game was another example of how inept quarterback play has been the downfall to this team. The Chiefs currently rank 9th in the league with 1,793 rushing yards and 7th in the league with 3,835 passing yards. They are led by quarterback Alex Smith, who ranks 7th in the league in passing with 269 yards per game. It's not a secret that the Chiefs have one of the better offenses in the league, which could cause problems for Denver's top-ranked defense. In order for the Broncos to win this game, they must get suitable play from the quarterback position. Denver can't afford multiple turnovers like they incurred during their last game against the Chiefs. For them to win this game, they need the offense to maintain control of the ball while on offense. Honestly, even though fans would love to see the Broncos sneak away with a victory on Sunday, the last thing Denver needs is to win this game. They are out of the playoff hunt, and the best way to help the team is to improve or maintain draft position. If Denver wins this game, then they will risk falling out of the top 10 in draft position. This is still a rivalry game, and even when there's nothing to play for, the Broncos still have their pride on the line. There's a lot of history between these two teams, which always makes for an interesting matchup. With all that being said, here are 3 bold predictions for this game. Page 2 Landover, MD. December 24th, running back C.J. Anderson, number 22 of the Denver Broncos, runs with the ball past outside linebacker Preston Smith, number 94, and cornerbacks Bashad Breeland, number 26 of the Washington Redskins, in the second quarter at FedEx Field on December 24, 2017 in Landover, Maryland. Photo by Patrick McDermott/Getty Images. During Denver's last meeting with Kansas City, C.J. Anderson rushed for 78 yards on 15 carries, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. The Chiefs rank 23rd in the league with 1,780 rushing yards allowed, while allowing 118.7 yards per game. They are currently allowing 4.3 yards per carry. This is a great matchup for Anderson, and he should be able to improve upon his previous performance against the Chiefs. He has 946 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season, and he will be eyeing to use this game to catapult him past the 1,000-yard mark on the season. Anderson has a lot to play for, because he might be auditioning for another team. Cutting Anderson in the off-season will save the Broncos $4.5 million without costing the team anything against the cap. It's not outside the realm of possibilities that Anderson could be suiting up for another team next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Anderson rushed for over 100 yards and a touchdown in this game. He needs to surpass the 1,000-yard mark, and the team owes him the opportunity to reach this feat. Anderson should receive plenty of touches in this game and will get plenty of chances to have a big game on Sunday. It's a rivalry game, and Anderson has plenty to prove. Expect him to be running extra hard against the Chiefs. Bold predictions: C.J. Anderson rushes for at least 100 yards and 1 touchdown. Page 3 Oakland, CA-November 26. Paxton Lynch, number 12 of the Denver Broncos, looks on during their NFL game against the Oakland Raiders at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum on November 26, 2017 in Oakland, California. Photo by Robert Ryaners/Getty Images. Landover, MD. December 24th, quarterback Brock Osweiler, number 17 of the Denver Broncos, looks on late in their fourth quarter of the Broncos' 27-11 loss to the Washington Redskins at FedEx Field on December 24, 2017 in Landover, Maryland. Photo by Rob Carr/Getty Images. The plan for the Broncos is to start Paxton Lynch this week. News broke from a tweet posted by Nikki Jabbarvala, who is a Broncos writer for the Denver Post. This could be his last opportunity to prove himself before the team looks elsewhere for another starting quarterback. Joseph. The plan is to start Paxton. Nikki Jabbarvala, at Nikki Jabbarvala. December 26, 2017. Lynch is only in year 2 of his career, and it appears that the franchise never put the white gloves on during his developmental stages of his career. We all knew Lynch was a developmental prospect who wasn't pro-ready going into the draft. Denver should have known this going in and should have took their time, let Lynch get comfortable in the system and allowed him slowly to develop before making any drastic decisions concerning the longevity of his career. So far, Lynch has looked inept, completing 59.8% of his passes for 538 yards and 2 touchdowns during his career. Right now, he looks like a palatable backup who could potentially develop into starter. The Broncos need to turn things around fast, and they are more than likely going to look for their future quarterback this offseason. Don't expect him to come out on Sunday looking like John Elway and leading the team to a colossal victory over the Chiefs. I see him passing for around 220 yards, while completing less than 60% of his passes. He will look good on some of his throws, but ultimately, the consistency won't be there as he will be off the mark on a lot of his deeper passes while also throwing a few interceptions. I think he will throw at least 1 touchdown in this game. His mobility should help him pick up a first down or 2. Honestly, things aren't looking good for Lynch. He will need a tremendous performance for him to have a chance at being the team's starting quarterback going into next season. Even with that, I still think Denver is going to at least bring in another arm to compete for the starting quarterback job next year. But more than likely they will be looking to get a long-term option at quarterback. Bold prediction: Paxton Lynch throws for 220 yards and 1 touchdown. Page 4 Landover, MD, December 24. Quarterback Brock Osweiler, number 17 of the Denver Broncos, looks on late in the fourth quarter of the Broncos' 27-11 loss to the Washington Redskins at FedEx Field on December 24, 2017 in Landover, Maryland. Photo by Rob Carr/Getty Images. With last week's loss to the Washington Redskins, the Broncos move up 3 spots from 9 to 6 in the NFL's draft order. They will need to lose this week to move up or maintain their spot in the league's draft order. The last thing the team needs to do right now is win another game, because it could potentially bump them out of the top 10. Below is a tweet from SportsCenter's account showing the top 10 spots of the NFL's draft order. Denver currently sits at 6 with the Cleveland Browns, picks 1 and 4, New York Giants, pick 2, Indianapolis Colts, pick 3, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, pick 5, all listed ahead of them. A win this week will push them back a few spots in the draft order.